Ming Chung.
James Kim. Yeah, so Minhwa Spirits, it has a family lineage to it too, and so we're trying to honor some of that heritage as well. So my grandfather actually was the one that used to start making makgeolli back in the family home. Uncle carried on that tradition, so even today, I took my kids to go see the family home that my uncle and my father, they were born in, and we got to walk the grounds there. And really there, my uncle used to make makgeolli the same traditional methods that my grandfather used. And so that was actually the starting point for our companies. We reached out to him to get the family recipe and some of the methodologies and know-how. And that sort of birthed this idea that maybe we can pursue a Korean alcohol company, pursue Minhwa Spirits, and really do it in such a way that honors the Korean tradition and culture. And then personally for me, just a little bit of like family heritage as well. I think the drinking culture in Korea in general is a very communal kind of shared experience. It's pretty rare, very rare for anyone to drink alone. There are a lot of nuances when you're drinking also. You're never supposed to pour your own drink. Someone has to pour it for you. There's a lot of deference with respect and age that goes into it. And so that type of culture and that experience is, I think, just really weaved into just the Korean ethos that eating and drinking together is very much a communal aspect that people come together and share that experience. And so for us here as well, we wanted to create our silverware and our serving and our plating in such a way that it fosters that type of communal type of sharing. And that's what we like to see, right? Is that people coming in here and sharing the makgeolli cups, or they'll come here and just kind of do a rotation of cocktails and try each other's and everything. And just really have a good bite to eat and share that same experience here. So in Korean, Jumak is really an old term. It was used a long time ago. It's sort of an inn for people who are traveling to come and rest, have a bite to eat, have a drink, and just kind of gather. So I kind of liken it to like maybe like a modern day's Buc-ee's or a rest stop or something like that. And so we like the term Jumak because for us, I was born here in Atlanta. I've lived here my whole life. Ming, he's been here for the vast majority of his life. We went to high school together here. And so we're very vested in Atlanta as a location and a community. Doraville specifically, just because back when we were growing up here in Atlanta, the Asian population was pretty small, not nearly as big as it is today. And Buford Highway in Doraville was the epicenter of the Korean immigrant experience back then. And so for me, I have many, many fond memories of the family coming down to eat in Buford Highway in Doraville specifically. And so for us, it was a little poetic for us to come back and try to plant our flag in Doraville, where a lot of the now Asian immigrants have moved farther up north. And so for us, we wanted to come back to our roots and plant something here in Doraville and have a space here where people could come and just have a good bite to eat, a good drink, and just kind of hang out in a good environment. And so for us, the whole idea of the Jumak and then Minhwa Spirits in general was also to harken back to maybe a little more traditional way of Korean brewing and alcohol. And so we just wanted to introduce that to people here in our place.
Yeah, and the space is supposed to be a community, local community type space. We host a lot of artists, events. We had a book launch here from a local artist here. We've had the Korean Council of Americans here to do when they did their launch event, and a lot of even like charities and things like that. We always wanted this place to be like a community gathering place, and that's partly why if you look at our prices and our ethos in general, we don't try to charge the arm and leg for food and drink. We wanted people to come in here, gather, have fun, and come out happy. So that's really what everything here is really around. And you can see a lot of stuff. Even just recently, we've gotten some drawings or paintings from a customer that's leaving to Florida, but they drew like a little mini paintings of both the coffee shop and our brand. And that just really tells me that it's working. We are bringing that community to this space. I think what we really try to do, and even in our bottle branding, when we talked to the brand guy when he was creating it, we really wanted to integrate a lot of aspects of Korean heritage into the bottle while still being relatable. For example, our bottle, yes, it has Korean on it, yes, it has dragons or mythical creatures from Korean folklore, but if you look at a lot of bottles, a lot of them are all Korean. So it makes it a little harder to relate or initially engage with the brand. So we wanted it to be a way where is very interesting, very pleasing to the eye, still reflects a lot of Korean heritage. And while they're drinking the bottle, they might be like, oh, this is really cool. And then they see something on the bottle or in our place that relates to Asian American or Korean heritage, and then ask people about it and learn more about it from there. So we want to be that jumping point for people to go into that.
Yeah, so Minhwa is a genre of Korean art done in the olden days. Really, it was art done by these itinerant artists, these untrained artists that would kind of capture the everyday going-ons, and there would be some caricatures of tigers, magpies, dragons, and that sort. So it's a very distinctive art style done back then, and it was really supposed to be art by the people, for the people. And so for us, we really like that ethos, and Ming and I, we don't have a super extensive background in bourbon or whiskey or any of that stuff. We're just two guys trying to make good spirits for the people. And so Minhwa we thought was a very fitting ethos for our company name. And because of that, the design elements, the art elements within Minhwa, they just lend themselves pretty easily to being used as elements. And so if you look at Minhwa art, the tiger with the hat is very, very prevalent in that artwork. And so we had that as our company logo. We had the mural on the outside of our Jumak that showcases a lot of that stuff as well. And then it's recently become very, very popular with K-pop demon hunters with the tiger and the magpie. They were drawn in like a Minhwa style, so apparently like Minhwa is blown up because of that.
Well, so alcohol industry is difficult. There's laws on every single level. They're different from here to there. There's state, national, local levels, and it's hard to navigate because a lot of times even there's so many different laws that almost no one knows everything. You have to usually get a lawyer, hopefully find some mentors that have ideas of what they went through, even though it might have changed since then, and navigate all through that to make a place that is compliant and works. There's not really a checklist you can just download and say, okay, as long as I figure out these things, you're good. So really digging through that whole bit, even till this day, whenever we do something, we still have to go back and try to find, hey, is this okay, is it not? Yes, that's been quite difficult. We always hoped that being as authentic to us as possible would work. Sometimes you're really afraid of it because you see all these cool things everywhere and like, maybe I should just be more like them. And you get a lot of advice from everyone too. And other things do work, and maybe we haven't figured out the exact right way too, but I think the way we've done it is fulfilling. Again, we're not blowing up nationwide or anything yet, but we've got to a point that I feel good about what we've done, and we still have a long way to go, but it's more satisfying that way.
I would say maybe to exercise patience. I think in today's society where everything is just instant gratification, everything's available to you as soon as possible, like things just don't happen overnight. You almost feel like a failure sometimes, but then you'll blink and then 6 months have gone by, and it's hard to see maybe the progress that you've made day to day because we talk about it quite a bit. There's a difference between working on the business or working in the business. And as a startup, you're trying to just get it off the ground and build that initial inertia, like you're always working in the business. I don't know, I was here every night sweeping, mopping, cleaning bathrooms, doing all that stuff. And it's very hard to kind of see the macro level progress that you might be making. And even today, I still struggle with that. But if you exercise a little bit of patience and take the macro view, it might help your sanity a little bit. Look for the markers along the way. Ming had referenced it here, but when we started the journey here of this whole endeavor, there wasn't anyone for us to kind of reach out to as being the one-stop shop of how do we do this in our business, right? Because there's not another Korean distillery here in the Atlanta area that would know the exact route to take to open. And so a lot of that stuff we had to kind of forge on our own. But as we've gone through this process, it's actually been pretty interesting, the people that we meet along the way. We've met a number of really great creatives and just people in the industry that, for whatever reason, have gravitated towards us and shown an interest in us and helping us along in our journey. And so I think it's important to kind of realize like what type of people, what type of experiences you're bringing into your universe, in your circle. And just realizing that, hey, even if your bank account doesn't look the way that you want it to, but look at all these people that you've met along the way, or all these people and all these cool things that you've done, like those are wins too. And those are kind of things that you should accept and celebrate from time to time.
Well, first of all, it's impossible. And I think to accept that it's impossible is the first step, because no matter what you figure it out, there's a different tactic if you're trying to be like just a plain influencer, or you're trying to actually benefit your company, or you're actually trying to bring customers in a space. And there's all different ways to do it. So you're never going to get it right. Just the easiest things to post often, see what people like, see what actually helps people, try to track as much as you can. And I think the biggest help is really still community. Like, we've gotten so much more traction where we do a collab, or someone in the community just loves our stuff and they post it. But these aren't just the people that just walk by and do a quick post just to have it on their Instagram. It's people who come often, actually know your stuff. They'll tell people their post actually has some like meaning to it, so people who follow them trust them. And I think that trust builds along the way, and that's what worked best for us. We don't have a ton of budget to do that because it's really hard to figure out what actually to spend on nowadays. And so social is really the only way we've done it. Socials and just collabs with people. And I think that, you hit the audience that you want a little better that way. But yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, we're always constantly evolving, trying to listen to our customers, the market, and then try to meet some needs. Right now, we have a couple distilled spirits and a makgeolli that we serve here. So we're working on trying to build out our full lineup, give the customers a couple more options, and then just trying to get more people in here and then try to grow this thing and just keep doing what we're doing, trying to just provide a cool place for people to hang out.
And then recently, we revamped our whole food and drink program. So we have a whole new lineup of food, cocktails. This was just within the last month. And we're still tweaking here and there, but we're finally starting to be a good place. We started lunch service recently. We're expanding brunch, and then the cocktails are amazing. We got a new beverage director. He redid the whole thing. It's really nice to have something like that, not deep in the city, with crazy parking costs and things like that.
We ran out of our t-shirts, so we'll be in touch with Danger Press to print out some more t-shirts with a new design. So look out for some new t-shirts coming soon from Danger Press.